Hey everybody, welcome to Chanel's Reality. Hope everyone is joining today, having a wonderful day, or haven't had a wonderful day, or maybe it's the end of your day. Hopefully you had a good day. Um, so I'm Chanel, and this is Chanel's Reality. It's reality according to me. I'm Chanel. Um, and tonight we're going to discuss the latest episode sorry, of Married to Medicine. Listen, I cannot. Jesus. I'm gonna have to have a lot of people come to the front today. It's just what it is. I cannot. I can't. I can't. So yeah, we're gonna have a few people come to the front. Definitely Dr. Jackie, um, Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone, all the doctors. They need to come to the front. Okay. They supposed to be so educated, and shout out to y'all because I love to see educated people like myself. But y'all just be saying such dumb stuff, and I wonder if I sometimes wonder, it's sort of like that jock, the guy that thinks he's so hot or so cute or sexy or whatever, just simply because he's talented. It's like, bro, not really. See, Chanel, meet her. That's the last reason that you would ever get me. Like, if you had any type of cockiness about yourself or anything like that, it's a complete turnoff to me. Now, I want you to be confident, right? But all of this elitist attitude, I cannot. And so I'm going to touch on that with this episode because that's what's like rubbing me the wrong way. And I like rich people, okay? I love smart people, rich people. They can all get it. Like I love everybody. But what I cannot stand is a bully. I don't know what's going on with me and my hair, so just deal with me because I don't know what's happening. Okay. Um. So this is Married to Medicine season 8. Oh no, I don't know why I put season 8 on here because it's definitely not season 8. Look, season 10, um, episode 12. So the episode starts off it kind of picks up where it left off, which was basically Simone, Dr. Simone. Shout out to Dr. Simone. I love y'all, but I got to get into it today. It just is what it is. So y'all, everybody can get it. It's just what it is. It's just how I roll in life. I am a sweet, sweet soul. I am. But again, I can't stand bullies or people who think that they're better. And y'all were giving a little bit of that. Not you, Dr. Simone. But there was some of that going on with your bestie. Just saying. Well, that's kind of always going on with Dr. Jackie. Shout out to Dr. Jackie. I'm sure she's out there, doing a great job being a doctor. But I felt arrogant since season 1, scene 1. I'm just saying. So, anyways, they start off the last episode. Basically, Dr. Simone tells everyone, and it was just kind of really weak how she's just like, yeah, for all the OGs, we're going on a vacation because we've been friends for 10 years. I'm not really understanding why that's a celebration, but okay. Maybe they just said, maybe it was Dr. Simone's turn to, plan the trip, because I don't understand why it's significant. I mean, I understand why it's a feat, to remain friends in a friend group. But y'all, let's be clear, y'all not friends. My friends don't treat me like the way y'all treat each other. My friends, we don't yell and scream at each other. Yeah, because I don't agree with that. And also, I'm not playing those games with nobody. You scream at me, we gonna have a problem. Ask my husband. No, I just like, girl, like, and listen, I get it. It's for entertainment or whatever else. But some of the stuff y'all be saying to people, it is just, you couldn't do that to me. So I probably wouldn't do well on reality TV, although I'm great, just saying. So like I said, yeah, it starts off where everybody's kind of like showing up at Simone's house. And I guess they're going to get on some sort of, I don't know, some sort of van escort, because it's not like a coach. It's not like that. It's smaller. Anywho, so Dr. Simone calls Dr. Heavenly, I believe, first. And she's like, where are you guys? I guess they're waiting for them to get there so they can leave. And Dr. Heavenly is like, I ain't going. And so, like I was saying, the last episode, when Dr. Simone was saying, we're planning this vacation because, we're going to go celebrate us being, friends for 10 years, I guess now at this point. At that when she at that, I wouldn't call it a dinner because they weren't eating dinner. It was that it was Dr. Heavenly's, and I really think it was more about her husband. I don't know what his last name is, but anyways, it was really like not a promotional event, but like a networking event that at the end of it, Simone is basically like inviting everybody to this place called Hilton Head, which I keep saying this on every time I recap. I don't understand what's going on with y'all budget Bravo. Like, y'all are supposedly okay, because this show is based around doctors. Most people assume that doctors are dumb. I'm sorry. Scratch that. Most people assume that doctors are smart, right? Because you got to be pretty smart to pass that exam, I would say. And I would also ask you guys, I would challenge you guys, go out there, ask your doctors, whoever they are, your primary care physician, your dentist, whoever it is, ask them, did you pass your boards the first time? That's not fair. But listen, I just thought about that like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't know why I just assumed that everybody who has a MD or some sort of license, that, you know, some sort of career where you have to have a license, like a teacher or social worker or nurse, whatever, a doctor, I would think that you would be smart. But I don't know why I assumed everybody passed the first time. It just dawned on me the other day. But anyways, these are things that happened to me just randomly. So Dr. Simone, like I said, everybody's basically at Dr. Simone's house. She calls Dr. Heavenly to see, you know, where are y'all? So again, at this last episode, Dr. Heavenly was doing what I would do. Simone booked the trip to go to some place called Hilton Head that I've never heard of. Does not sound like any place I would want to go. And I'm not even a doctor. I'm not even rich. No, I need to be somewhere luxurious and fabulous, like the Bahamas, Dubai, the south of France. I don't understand how I'm a regular person, okay? I'm educated, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, all of these things, right? But I have standards, and I don't understand how if I'm a doctor, we going on vacation to Hilton Head. It's kind of like the people in Potomac going to vacation to Austin, Texas. What's up? Is it just the people? Is it just y'all keep picking the wrong people to plan the trip? I don't know, because I don't understand why anybody who's going on a pay for a trip, because I promise you, these people are not coming out of their pocket paying for the trip. Maybe the friend does if they're not invited on it, but Dr. Simone isn't paying for this. Unless Bravo, you know, maybe y'all could tell me, reach out to me, Bravo, let me know, okay, well, Bravo don't put that in their budget, and that's why they went to Hilton Head or whatever they went. The point of the matter is, Hilton Head is a location where Dr. Jackie's husband, probably about 5-6 years ago, he was caught out having an indiscretion. I feel away, only because, and I would never say it's a woman's fault or the person who got cheated on, it's their fault. But I will say this, because I don't believe in that toxic, whatever you don't do for your man, someone else could do. Okay, well, if he gonna do it and they gonna do it, go do it. Me doing something or not doing something does not indicate or tell someone that they can cheat. So if that's who you want to be with, go be with her. That's the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to get better than me. Yeah, you'll find someone skinnier, maybe someone, you know, more attractive, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is you're looking for. But you're not going to get a real one. Not somebody that got your back. Not someone who understands. Not someone who's smart. You can't get this everywhere. I'm just saying. One of a kind. So why would I want to be a copy? Just saying. So I just want to put that out there, because I don't ever want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not in any way saying that Dr. Jackie could have or should have done X, Y, and Z, which maybe would have had the same result no matter what she did, because there's some people in the world, and they're just assholes. They just cheater pumpkin eaters. That's what they're going to do, okay? Because you can't stop anybody from cheating if they want to, man or woman. You can't. All people need is an opportunity. Be clear, okay? So, but I will say this, because like I said, let me say it again, I don't in any way think Dr. Jackie has any accountability in what her husband chose to do. Because whatever you do as a grown person who has all your faculties is a choice. So I can't make you do anything. I might contribute to why you're feeling a way, and want to do something, but I didn't make you do it, and it's not my fault that that's the decision you made. That's what it is. So for all of the haters, you know, you can get down in the comments and tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. I know I'm right. I'm a Leo. It's what it is. So anyways, but I will say this. I'll just say this, just from a person from just watching over the years. I would say probably the first 3 seasons, I was just kind of like, I get it. You're on this TV show and you're very type A personality. You're probably the head of the class and everything you do. Like that NECA girl thinks she is on Potomac. She's like, I'm the best at everything, whatever. Or she usually does, you know, great at everything. That's what she says. But I'm happy for her, NECA. I just need her to get her wig game up. Like, NECA, come to the front and says, your wigs should not look like my wigs. The only reason I'm saying that, please hear me, okay? It's not judgment. It's just the reality, okay? You said out of your mouth, my dad was a rich bitch, so I guess he wanted to make his daughter a rich bitch too. And you are driving around in a G-Wagon, I believe, a Mercedes G-Wagon, which starts at probably 200 grand. Probably more now because inflation is out of control. So I'm just saying, if you're going to have a G-Wagon and you say you rich, your wig can't be my wig, okay? This wig I got out of a box. This wig is about, 3 years old. I got out of a box and brushed it and said, this is my brush. I'm just saying. Anywho, I just need y'all to do better. If this is what y'all are supposed to be giving us, if you're supposed to be so rich, and listen, it ain't tricking if you got it. And I do believe you don't have to, you know, stunt for people. I will, because I'm a Leo. And, you know, it's just part of it's part of our DNA. We don't try, you know. I just end up in the expensive part of the store. It's not my fault. Whatever. But I just certainly wouldn't get on a TV show and say I have all this money and then look like you don't have all the money that you're saying you have. But then again, I'm sure the other side of that, people will say, oh, well, rich, what do they say? Wealth whispers and rich yells or something like that. There's something to be said for that. But all I'm saying is, if you get on a TV show, talk about you, a real housewife or wherever, you're supposed to be rich, then that's all. I'm just saying, just show us that. I don't have a problem with you saying it, but you can't say it and then you and your friends show up to your unwrap your house party or whatever it was y'all were doing. And all of them look like they had on a, no shade. This is to help y'all. Just like how we helped Dr. Wendy, because Dr. Wendy comes to front. Her first season on Potomac, it wasn't me, Dr. Wendy, because I didn't say anything. I said something to myself, but I didn't go on the line and say anything. Okay, Dr. Wendy. But that being said, we helped her because, listen, since that season, sis has been killing it. I think she fired her whole glam squad, the whole team, the makeup people. I think she fired everybody. And she was right. She should have. She listened. And I'm just encouraging you guys to listen. Okay. So, okay, so they're in the kitchen. Like I said, they're talking to Dr. Heavenly. And Dr. Heavenly, to me, is a real one. Shout out to Dr. Heavenly. I say real one in this particular circumstance. Because Dr. Heavenly, she has her own... I could do a whole video on her. I've never really liked her. But this season, I don't know what it is about this season. I don't know. Because I don't think she's changed. I don't think she's grown. I do think she does put in work. Her job on the show, I think, is to be an antagonist. That's her role. She even said something like this on what's that man's name? Carlos King of Reality. Shout out to the King of Reality. Yeah, come join Nikki's. I said my real name. Sorry, Chanel's Reality. It's Chanel's Reality because I love Chanel. So there it is. But yeah, shout out to Carlos King. I don't really like Carlos that much either, but he's growing on me. Only because I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I like that he recaps the shows that I like. Lots of people have problems that he recaps the shows like Married to Medicine, shows on Bravo. And they're always like getting at him like, well, why don't you go and do whatever the shows is he does on OWN, I believe. And I'm just kind of like, listen, just like Nene Leakes, I think on some level, and Carlos, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, I think it's sort of like you birth a baby and you forever feel like that's your baby. So no matter if your baby went off to college, they didn't got married, they didn't have the kids of their own, the way you still see them is, I want to help them. And I think that's part of it. I think the other part of why Carlos can't stop recapping, and Carlos don't stop because I like it. You be feeling me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't think about it that way. I think that's part of it, but I also think it's his ego. I also think, I could be wrong about this, but I also think that however he left, it may not have been the way he wanted to leave. Meaning, he maybe got done like they do the Housewives. When they don't want you there anymore, they give you, oh, we can give you 6 episodes, but y'all really shooting 22? Fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like something like that happened to him. Nonetheless, let's get back to Married to Medicine. Oh, and if you're just joining us, we are talking about Married to Medicine. We're recapping season 10, episode 12. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Please share my videos. I'm a baby YouTuber, so I need y'all's help to build my community. So if you can, share my videos, like the videos, watch the videos all the way through, because all of that stuff matters. So please, if you can. And if you can, it is what it is. You can come have a good time, but just don't cheat me. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the like button. If you're not going to subscribe, hit the like button. But I would like for you to subscribe and hit the like button. So Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly is basically like, I ain't going because my friend ain't going and I ain't going. So initially in the last episode, when Dr. Simone initially brought this up, I was just kind of like, I could just read Dr. Heavenly. She couldn't wait. That's how I felt at the time. Like, it was just like, you just sitting on ready, Dr. Heavenly, sitting on ready to say how you think that's terrible that Dr. Simone, made this vacation or celebration, wherever they were going, about. It felt like you were sitting already, like you already had this information and you were just waiting for Dr. Simone to say it. That's what it felt like to me. So at first I was giving you the side eye, but now I get it, because I don't understand. Okay, so here's the thing. Anybody can make an honest mistake in some place that they want to go take a vacation and they forgot about something that happened 2 years ago. Anybody can make that mistake. But you're on a TV show. They are filming your lives. When I say lives, I'm talking about everybody's lives on the show. And something very scandalous happens on your show that you say you've been on for 10 years. And not only does something very scandalous happen on your show that you've been on for 10 years, something scandalous happened to your bestie of 20 years that you keep yelling at the TV about, or Dr. Heavenly about. So for me, I'm not really understanding how you forgot. Now, maybe you forgot the location, because Hilton Head I never heard of. And that's why I'm trying to understand why Bravo got y'all going to Hilton Head, but whatever. It's not so much that, Dr. Simone, and I'm sure I'm not the only person out there saying this, but I think I have to agree with Dr. Heavenly, and I almost never agree with her. Almost never. Not that she ain't telling the truth about something. I just don't agree with her approach, how she, attacks people, and would not stand for anyone doing that to her. Anywho, I agree with Dr. Heavenly. You don't have to go to Hilton Head. And if I'm your friend, and I know this terrible thing happened to you, because it's public, everybody knew about it, I'm changing the location. So I just don't understand why she wouldn't do that. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me at all. And then my thing is, you keep yelling, y'all friends for 20 something years. You have to know that would bother her. Doesn't matter how strong she is, that is 10 years later. We all know, well, let me not say we all know. I know as a professional that trauma happens to everyone. And people sometimes have good coping skills. They're able to go to therapy or have, a good support system, and they're able to get past it. But it doesn't mean trauma is lifelong. So it doesn't mean because you don't wake up every day as a victim of whatever trauma you had that it doesn't hurt, or that you don't get triggered. And so it's very irresponsible, in my opinion, to tell people they need to move on, they need to move forward. No, it's not your trauma, it's their trauma. Be clear. You can't tell people when they can move or where they should go with their trauma, and they can't do it to you either. Because there's something in humans are emotional, right? So emotions don't travel in rational channels. It just doesn't. Look at how many people marry dumb idiots that are crazy, beating them up, being disrespectful, cheating on them, doing whatever it is. People that just are not right for you. Lots of people do that. Why? Because they're emotional. He's so cute. It could feel good to you, but it's still an emotional choice. And a lot of times, it's not rational. It's the same reason why, like I said, you get mad at someone, you go off and maybe you fight them or you do something. It's not rational, right? That being said, you can't tell people about how they should feel. That is gaslighting. or when you can't manage other people's feelings. That's really what I'm getting at. So for those people who are going to watch this video, yes, I said it and I'm not changing it. It's not your trauma. You can only manage yours. And a lot of people can't even manage their own. Hence therapy, like me. Anywho. So Dr. Heavenly brings that up. Dr. Simone obviously is irritated by it. And then Toya says something about, they call Jackie, and Jackie is basically saying, she doesn't know. Y'all go, y'all go. I, to me, could just tell, why are y'all calling this lady? Now I know the producers probably told them to. Again, I'm not selling my soul, my friendship, my people I love for a check. Unless it really is fake and it doesn't matter and these relationships aren't real. I have a feeling, though, that at least Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie definitely have a real friendship. I don't know if it's ever going to be the same since their whole situation with Buffy, but I think that they do. And because they seem like that they do, it just seems to me that might be something that you may say, let someone else do that. I'm not going to do that. Just me. So they get on the, because she breaks down, she starts crying, and I think that's sad. Because as much as I don't like things that Dr. Jackie says and does, because she's very elitist, in my opinion, she just happens to be educated, and doctors automatically get some sort of reverence because they went to school longer than everybody else, or whatever. And it's you can't say, oh, it's because doctors save lives. Yeah, there are doctors that save lives. There are also MTs that save lives. There are also nurses that save lives, teachers that save. It's like, stop, right? I get that you're in medicine. I think that's a very prestigious thing to do. But we're not going to say or act like just because you have this, college degree and you have a whole bunch of celebrity clients and you've been doing this for 25, 35 years that you can just say whatever you want and nobody can rebuttal you, or that you're automatically smarter than everybody. It's just not true. It's not. And that's why I say, ask your doctor how many times a day it take them to pass the exam. I'm just saying. So they get on the bus. They kind of carry the conversation on or whatever. They tell, Dr. Jackie, we hope you guys come, but we understand if you don't. They get on the bus. They kind of talk about it a little more. And this is the part that really kind of irritated me because Toya's like, I just don't understand. This is just high school. So Heavenly is not going to come because some other person ain't coming. Heavenly is 100% right. Shout out to Dr. Heavenly. She's 100% right. Because this ain't about you, Toya. This is about her. So stop making it about how you think it should be. It's not about you. She's saying, this is a person I care about and they're hurting. And you're saying, because she's saying or making a choice to say, I'm going to care more about how my friend feels about this, I'm going to get her back. She's high school? Girl, what you're doing right now is high school. That, we don't care, well, don't worry about it. No, this is... People have emotions and her feelings matter. But you know what? I'm probably giving Toya way too much energy. I've sat on this YouTube and watched this lady and how they dogged her about how she really isn't anything or whatever year after year. But you sitting up here acting like this? Let's be clear, Toya. I don't think you're less than because you don't have a medical degree or whatever the case may be. Your castmates do. They've shown it on TV. It's on tape. That they don't respect you. They don't. They don't respect you. They talk about how terrible you are to your husband, Eugene, on and on. I don't think these people are lying because it's too many of them. I mean, everybody lying. Maybe it's not how they would approach it. And I'm not even saying that, you shouldn't approach your husband however they're saying that you're doing. But what I'm saying to you is these people are not your real friend. They're not. You guys are co-workers and you've known each other for a long time. That does not mean those people are your friends. And to me, none of them have ever, to me, shown what I would want out of a friend. What they're doing to Sweet Tea right now is exactly how they treated you, I feel like. Only difference was you were married to medicine at the time or whatever. And you weren't as young as Sweet Tea, but you're certainly younger than them. So, plus I think they know, Toya probably gonna talk to you back or whatever the case may be, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, it's like you're the only person that doesn't realize you don't fit with the group. I think you fit with the group, but I'm saying the people that are in your group, they don't give you the same respect, just like they're not giving Sweet Tea the same respect. It just is what it is. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it. Whatever. Anyway, I thought that was insensitive. And I'm just like, Toya, shut up. It's not your trauma, not your grief. So just be quiet. You should, I would want a friend to be like, you know what? I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay with my friend. This is going to be difficult for her. I don't want her to come to this. So I'm going to, and I don't want her to be home alone. So, I think it's right. I think Dr. Heavenly is making the right decision. Because, again, she's not in the wrong. The person that made the trip is in the wrong. I'm not saying Dr. Simone is in the wrong for booking the trip. I'm saying to me, where it became wrong is when she realized what that meant and still didn't change it. And so, anywho, let's see. What else do I want to say about them? Okay, I go on and on about Dr. Heavenly. About Dr. Simone. Talked about that. I don't even know what I wrote here. I'm like trying to figure this out. I'm like, what is happening? Oh, okay. So they arrive at this house in I don't even know where, Hilton Head or something like that. They arrive at this house. Um, and they doing this silly stuff that I just wish I would stop. With we gotta go chase down a room. Aren't y'all supposed to be elite? Aren't y'all supposed to be so, reserved and classy? But y'all chasing for rooms. And it's not just y'all. Let's be clear. It's all of y'all. Every franchise does this. I just don't understand. It's what makes me feel like I hate it when people like the people who've been on these type of shows for, let's say this is their 7th year or fifth year or whatever. They have this nose in the air. Oh, these people are new and this, that, and the third. And they're acting like a fan. They love to say that, which is annoying. Because I'm just like, just because I watch your show doesn't mean I'm a fan of you. Okay? I could be a fan of the show. I might like everybody except you. So I'm not a fan of you. So just get off your high horse is all I'm saying. But they act like, and I'm just kind of like, they're like, oh, these newbies, they're so thirsty. Girl, be clear. Anybody that goes on TV to show their whole entire life, if their life is already great, if their husband, their marriage, their children, everything, if all of those things are great, there's only 2 reasons you would come on this show or any show like this. 2. The best one I would say is maybe you have some sort of product or book, something that you feel like the world could either find useful or something maybe that you really love to do and you want to share with the world and you think, okay, if I can get on this platform, then I can X, right? I'm not mad at that. I'm not. Take a shot. Or you thirsty. You need some attention. Let's be clear. That's what that is. Who goes on TV to share their life with a whole world of people that they don't know? Who has it all together? That doesn't need attention. Because if I'm living the life, why do I need to share it with the world? I'm good. I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is stop acting elitist about the fact that this new person is on the show and you want to say, oh, she's this and that and she's green and she whatever. She probably is. But let's be clear. If you've been on this show for 10 years that y'all celebrating, why are you here? You're a whole doctor. Why are you here? You supposedly happy with your husband and your family. Why are you on TV? So stop it, okay? Give that same smoke to yourself that you're trying to give to Sweet Tea, okay? Let's do that. Give that same smoke to yourself because everybody on here is thirsty. Otherwise, go sit down. You don't need the attention. And stop it with the money, especially with y'all. Stop it. Oh, no, because it's not about the money. Maybe for someone like Toya, but Toya lives her best life. She does live her best life. And the sad part is I sit around and I'm like, girl, these people still laughing at you. Like I hate to say it this way, but it's so like, what do they say, new money? Because it's like you want everybody to know. I got on Fendi. I got on my red bottoms. I'm like, girl, I can go to, I have Fendi shades right here. Let's be clear. Let's see. I have Fendi shades. Okay? I'm not a housewife. Oh, no. I'm not a housewife. And I don't need attention to go eat, Anyway. Let's see. Oh, so they arrive at the house. Like I said, they're running for the rooms or whatever. And so Phaedra didn't bring a husband, or she doesn't have a husband. She didn't bring I guess a spouse or significant other, boyfriend, whatever. So Phaedra's like, hey guys, can someone help me get my luggage up there? And she's stunned. She's just like, yeah, I have a Louis Vuitton this and a Louis Vuitton that. She told them about her luggage, and they come and get it. And the one doctor, Ali, I don't know his name, but he's a doctor too. He said he's an oral surgeon or something. Anyway, he's Dr. Alicia's husband. And Heavenly keeps going on Carlos's show, or they doing the show together or whatever, when they recap Matters of Medicine. She keeps going on there and saying that, because Carlos and others keep saying, oh, she's so boring. She never says anything. She's mute. Blah. And people just don't give people a chance. But because they can't control what Bravo shares or what gets stays and leaves, right? So she's damned if she do, she's damned if she doesn't, right? So if she comes in strong, right? People are going to say, oh, she's just so thirsty. She did the right. That's what's going to happen. Let's be very clear. That's exactly what's going to happen. She's so thirsty and she wants this and she wants that. She needs attention. She's attention seeking. She's not happy at home, blah, blah, blah. That's what's going to happen. It's just a fact. So she comes in hot and starts it with the Noji or whomever. That's the whole world. They're going to start talking about, oh, she doesn't have a life and blah, blah, blah. That's what's going to happen. If she's in the background, oh, she's boring. Blah, blah, blah. People can't win. It's difficult to just be in the middle. It's very difficult to do that. There are only a few housewives that I feel like played the middle pretty good and still gave a good story. Candy is one of them. Hey, Candy. Shout out to Candy Cody Nights. That's wait. Now it's Speak on It or something like that. I think Candy Burris did it well. And I also think that Cynthia Bailey, the reason I think Cynthia Bailey was even on as long as she was, I think a lot of people, they'll say, oh, it's because of Nene Leakes. And I think that definitely it was a big part of it. But Peter, listen, I'm pretty sure they hired Cynthia because of Peter. Because he is just, he's a human being. He's a special kind, okay? But he made great TV too. So anyways, so Phaedra is asking, the people, the good men of the home to come and help her. And she's just like, yes, this is how you ask them. You tell them, oh, you're just so strong. And I did like that. I thought that was cute. And so then Dr. Alicia's husband basically was telling her, Dr. Alicia, yeah, you need to take notes. Go talk to that Phaedra lady. She knows what to do. And so then she goes over there. I was just like, oh, this is so cute. She goes over there and Phaedra's like, yeah, you just got it because I know about gender roles and da-da-da-da. Phaedra's fake. Fake dress, I think is what they called it. But I'm here for it. Listen, I did not like Phaedra on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Lots of people loved her. She's not my person. She's not. And probably because I just feel as though Phaedra was never truly who Phaedra was on that show. And I think the reason for that is Apollo. That's one big reason, right? Because from the moment she stepped on the scene, she had to lie at the gate. Oh, I don't want my mom and my dad, or I don't want to bring a bad name because I'm pregnant and clearly we had sex before we got married, whatever. Like, your mama don't know, girl. Stop. But I understood it. But because of that, Phaedra is very much like me in the sense of like, I will share what I think is necessary for other people to know. I'm not just going to tell you all my business. I don't know you. And even if I do know you like that, it's still going to be a purpose. I don't just do stuff just because. I don't walk around just, oh, let me just talk about it. I'm not that girl. But if I feel like something I've gone through or something I've helped someone with or whatever, I might have some advice for you about it. Then yeah, I might share and say, oh, this is how I dealt with that, this, that, and the third. The problem was Phaedra wanted to keep this persona that she, I guess, felt like she built for herself, her good name in the Atlanta. She wanted to keep that. And Apollo was problematic. He made that problematic for her. And so I feel like she never wanted egg on her face. And that's why I say I can relate to her on that. Because I probably would be like that. But then it's told her, like, why are you on the show? The show is about sharing your life. And that's not to say she didn't share her life. But there were so many things that were problematic that Apollo did or didn't do or whatever. And so we never, I feel like, could really get truly who she was because she was busy being on guard for Apollo. That's how I feel. And I feel like on Married to Medicine, it just was seamless. I like her now. Like, I really like Phaedra. I know she fake, and I know that, I'm just like, what? Who is Phaedra with these wigs? Because, like, she decided to get off that show or got off the show, got fired, whatever happened. and she became a glam goddess. And I was just like, oh, I am here for it. Shadra. Phaedra. I like it. I think her personality that she brings, it's so much more refreshing. She feels like a woman who has made it out, and she is living her best life, meaning made it out of a probably difficult marriage, because I'm trying to keep our business over here and keep my good name, but you over here doing the most. You know what I mean? I don't like the way she went out, because she shouldn't have done that to her friend. She shouldn't have. Because I don't think Candy would have ever done that to her. I really don't. But I think she just felt like she had it in the bag. And it's unfortunate. And I'm Team Candy. Bitch, you got to get off my show at this point. Yeah, you got to get off my show. But for whatever reason, because of the things that I said previously about her, I kind of give her a pass. Not a pass for what she did to Candy. I think that's you're treacherous if you do that. But I do like the fact that it feels like she's moved on. She has her boys with her. They seem like they're living a good life. That part I can kind of like move forward with her about, because I don't want her to sit up and be mad and, depressed because she made this terrible decision. She's moving on, so I can move on with that. I really can, because she seems happy, and that's what matters. And Candy seems to have moved on too. So Dr. Alicia's husband, he definitely gives caveman vibes. And listen, I'm the old married lady, right? I am a very big believer in, you need to just, whatever is good for you and your relationship with whoever that is. If it's with your mama, your daddy, your cousins, your brothers, your husband, your wife, whoever it is, that's between you and that person. So if you and that person are fine with the gender roles that, men set up 300 years ago or 1,000 years ago, whatever, listen, I'm happy for you. Do that. If you're happy to do that, like Dr. Heavenly swears she is, doctor, stop it. Then you listen, go for it. But I don't believe that for a second. I just feel like, let everybody be. So if she wants to be a thought, let Portia go be Thoughtland. What is it? Queen of Thoughtlandia or wherever it was. I was like, listen, let her be who she want to be. I wouldn't do it, but let that lady be. So this is the thing I want people to stop saying, because it's just so annoying. So then Dr. Alicia goes in her confessional, and she's just like, she's basically commenting on people commenting on her marriage and her husband being so super, traditional, I would say, and her being okay with it, or them working through it, whatever it is, which shout out to her if that's what she wants to do. But I do want y'all to stop using this analogy about, oh, the man's the head and the woman's the neck. It's been said 100,000 times. But here's the thing. Maybe it's just me. I think it's ignorant. I don't want to say ignorant. I think it's just stupid and played out to keep saying that. Because listen, you can't stop a man or a woman or whomever from doing it, whatever the hell they want to do. So if they want to cheat, if they want to not pick up your clothes off the floor, if they want to stay out all night, if they don't want to, have a baby, people are going to do what the hell they want to do. Be very clear. And by people, I mean me. Now, I respect my husband, thankfully, we have very similar thought processes in terms of how we want to run our lives, right? I'm very independent. I was independent before I met him. Gonna be independent if he ever leave. It is what it is. That's who I am, and I'm never gonna change who I am. And you should consider it being like a red fire truck if someone that you meet that you're interested in wants to change you. If you want me to be a different person, then you don't really want me. Catch it. Okay? It's just the fact of the matter. It's different from saying we want to grow. Growth means you once thought one way and you figured out, either through trial and tribulation, education, whatever it is, you figured out a different way that you want to go. That's nothing wrong with that. Or y'all figured out a different way. That's good. And then you need a support system. So you should support him. He should support you. And you should keep people out your marriage. That's just how I feel in general. But you sitting on TV talking about, I'm the neck and the head can't move without the neck. You sound dumb. Not that you're dumb, because I don't think you're dumb. I don't. I think you're smart. And I actually like you and your husband. I think y'all are a riot. But it's so played out, girl. Find something new. Just say, listen, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life. Me and my husband are happy. You can shut the hell up. That's all you gotta say. You don't have to try to sound all like well thought out and I'm so, no one cares. I'm just saying. And to me, it's just annoying. If it was something, so like, oh my God, this is so groundbreaking, it's not. Stop it. You're not the first person to say it. You won't be the last. And be clear, like I said before, people aren't going to change for the uncle, the brother, so why do you care? You can't change anyone. If that man want to go out and cheat on you, sis, best believe. I told y'all they need is a opportunity. So it is what it is. And I'm sure they all know because now everybody's on Instagram and anyway. Let me move on because I said I did not want to do this forever. So, like I said, they have dinner. They sit down at dinner. Dr. Jackie comes with Curtis. And Dr. Eugene is like, I hope they didn't get they better not have flew here because I didn't know that they drove for like 8 hours to get there. Because I'm just, again, bravo. I'm not even mad at Bravo because if Bravo gave y'all a big budget and y'all decided to get on a bus for 9 hours, that's y'all fault. Like, y'all should be mad at Simone if that's the case. If it isn't the case, Bravo, what the hell are you doing? You need to get your sponsorship up or something. You need to pay these people more. They should be flying. What are you talking about? I can't. I'm not gonna be y'all cheerleader no more. If y'all accepting this craziness, then clearly you okay with it. So, like I said, Dr. Jackie and Curtis arrive. They're, like I said, I think they were either getting ready to eat, but I think they kind of already were sitting down eating or whatever. And everyone's like, thank you for coming, this, that, and the third. Glad you made it. Dr. Heavenly shows up and her husband shows up. And then, like, the conversation comes up with, like, because I think Toya started shit. Toya asked Dr. Heavenly something like, why didn't you come? Or why wasn't you going to come? Or something. We know why she didn't want to come. She already told y'all when she was in the kitchen earlier that day. What are you talking? Anyway, it's the overproduced BS. But, so then Dr. Heavenly is like, because I am her friend, Dr. Jackie's friend, and I'm not going to do that to my friend. Period. That's why. Because a friend wouldn't bring her other friend of 20 years to a part of a town or a part in the world where her friend's husband cheated on her. It's just logic. I don't understand why Dr. Simone didn't change it, but whatever. So that was her response. And then, of course, Dr. Simone gets in her feelings about it. And she needs to make an announcement to the whole table, and specifically Dr. Jackie. She's like, I don't give a about anybody else. Don't nobody else at this table matter but me. I mean, but you, or something like that, she says. And I'm just like, girl, sit down. You don't care. If you cared, you would have made some different arrangements. It just is a fact. Unless you could tell us at the reunion or on your whatever podcast or YouTube channel, whatever you have going on, social media, unless you could tell us, we would have not been able to go on a trip at all. And so I had to keep it there, then that's fine. But it's still not fine. Because then we ain't going on a trip. That's how I see it. We'll go on a different trip. We're not going on a cash trip. Not on me. You're not gonna do that to my friend. If you really felt that way. But some people, because they wouldn't be offended by it, it wouldn't be a problem for them, they just don't. They can't see beyond themselves. And I think Toya is one of those type of people. And now Simone too. Because if you're a real friend, especially you keep running around America talking about y'all been friends for 20 something years, it doesn't even matter to you, clearly. Because this isn't like, oh, I just don't want to inconvenience my friend because she's, whatever. No. This is a real life situation that could destroy someone's marriage. And for whatever reason, they were able to, repair it and move forward. You should just be cognizant of that. You should be aware of it. Right? That's just my opinion. So, of course, she gets up. She makes this big to-do. She's screaming across the table at Dr. Heavenly. She's screaming across the table at Dr. Heavenly. She is who she is. She's Simone. And that's another thing, too. So I'm like, y'all kill me how y'all sit on these shows and act like I'm a doctor, I'm an MD. But you don't have, I don't even know what the right word is to say. You don't have the right words, the right actions to respond to someone saying that I think it's effed up that you would take your friend of 20-something years to a place that is very hurtful for her and her husband. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out, I don't need to scream at her about that. I get that you're mad because you feel like Heavenly is trying to convince Dr. Jackie of something, but no one clearly can convince Dr. Jackie of anything. She's still running around America talking about black women are lying about their pain or whatever, paraphrasing. So you're not going to change her mind. Please be clear. She feels that way. You notice she didn't get Heavenly together. She didn't say, Heavenly, stop saying that. That's not true. So that's an indicator that Dr. Heavenly is saying exactly how Dr. Jackie feels, in my opinion. So they're sitting at the table. That happens or whatever. They kind of pipe down. And in my opinion, Dr. Jackie and Curtis both came in and put their dicks on the table, okay? They were just like, listen, our dicks are on the table. This is what we're not going to do. Again, that's why I say, you're not going to change Dr. Jackie's mind. She's going to feel however she's going to feel. She is. You're not going to change her mind. You're not. Maybe there's 1 or 2 people on planet Earth that might be able to. Curtis is probably one of them. But y'all not going to change her mind. Not about something like that. So they're so loud that the neighbors I think they come out of their homes or looking around. At least that's what the B-roll footage that Bravo shows. And so then they move upstairs because they're too loud. But I thought Dr. Eugene brought up a good point. He said something to the effect of he said to Curtis, he was like, because Curtis and Dr. Jackie are kind of being like, we can come here, but we don't, we're not going to come here to basically get called out 42 different times. And I could understand that. But Curtis, just shut up. You the one that made this problem. Be clear. You made this problem. Not anybody on this trip. Now, yes, Dr. Simone should have done something different. I 100% agree with that. And I do agree with, you don't want to come somewhere that's supposed to be fun and just get dragged the whole time. I understand that. Set your boundaries. But this is where I love that Sweet Tea. She came on in and showed out. And congratulations. Because y'all been messing with this girl since she's appeared anywhere on Married to Medicine. And what I find very interesting, DJ Sky Richie or Richie Sky, shout out to him. I watch your show, but I can't ever remember. I'm bad with names, so my bad. He pointed out something, and I didn't even finish watching his live because I was busy at work. But he pointed out something that I didn't because I hadn't seen the show yet. And he was basically saying, that I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so Curtis is, they're trying to make it seem like him and his wife. Oh, it's not the location. It's not the location. And so then Dr. Eugene is like, okay, so if the problem isn't the location, right? Because the location is where you was cheating on your wife. This is the location we're at. So if that's not the problem, what's the issue? Is it us? It has to be, it's either the place or the people. And then, so I thought, what, that was very smart. And I didn't think about that at first, but it does make sense. So you don't want to be here with us or you don't want to be in this place because you're over here making it like it's not the place. So which one is it? And I'm glad that he brought that up because that was a good point. So Curtis really can't really answer, and I don't think Dr. Jackie can either. But I think on some level they both were saying something to the effect of, in part, Dr. Jackie was basically saying, you don't know what I had to do to, what we had to go through, the conversation we had to have today about an affair that was 6 years ago or 7 years ago or whatever, that we, at least that's what they're telling us, have moved past. And I'm sure they're at home because they got to film it, right? Thinking to themselves, I'm sure Dr. Jackie is fearful, because your husband has publicly humiliated you, right? And then you're still married. You worked it out or whatever because that's what our toxic world says we should do. Doesn't matter how many times that man cheated on you. You need to try to work it out because y'all been together for 10 years. Don't listen. Don't listen to that toxic BS. If the guy doesn't respect you, move on. If you can work out whatever with the person and you love them and they're forgiving and you forgiving and whatever else y'all can move forward, absolutely stay with them. If that's truly what's going on. But if you have a person who just doesn't give a shit, because to me, that's what Curtis gave. You're on a whole TV show with your wife who's a doctor. And you're going to go have side chicks? Stop it. It's just the idiotic. And don't get me wrong, I get it. I'm certain the moment Curtis had any type of social media after he got on TV, all the Instagram thoughts and the booty models, they probably was like, just like what Sweet Tea said. She that's how she met Dr. G. I Instagrammed him with a baby emoji. I ain't said I can give you what you need, and now listen, she's married. I wouldn't do it, but it worked for sis, and I can guarantee you some other women are like, oh yeah, she came up, so now I gotta come up. I don't really know if that's true, because he don't seem like he has millions of dollars, but nobody on the show to me seems that way. So like I said, they get in their feelings, and they're basically trying to set the rules and tell everybody, well, we're not gonna do this and we're not gonna do that. And that, on some level, I understand it, but the approach was wrong. It's kind of like, I don't know why my husband came in the kitchen while I'm in the middle of doing this. Watch this, but whatever. That's married life, right? It is what it is. I felt like their approach was, this happened and we're not going to talk about it, period. Excuse me? Last time I checked, I'm grown just like you. You can't tell me what I ain't going to talk about, period, point blank, end of story. Which is why I probably would be good for reality TV. But no, I wouldn't, because although I have a strong exterior, I can get my feelings hurt, right? We all do. But this whole, you're going to sit here and try to tell me what I'm going to do, what I can't do, a better approach would have been, in my opinion. It's really a lot for us to say we're going to make this decision to still come on this trip, right? We're going to be the bigger people, whatever. We've worked through it. It might be hard for us, but we're going to come. I just only will ask this. If you guys could, please, let's just not talk about that, because me and my husband have moved forward. It's 7 years ago. We don't want to really rehash that. Can we just do that? That, to me, would work. Because I honestly think, just like Toya and her husband Eugene said, no one's brought it up in 7 years. So why would we do that? But it's not that you guys would do it. It's you got these shady producers that y'all work for. Be clear. And they give y'all y'all assignments, put a battery in your back, and you go. Off you go. Except for Dr. Jackie, I feel like. I don't feel like Dr. Jackie ever has to be in any type of whatever. But they probably like her just like they like Giselle and other people that they protect, right? So anyways, if they would have used a different approach, I think people would have warmed up to it a little bit better. But Sweet Tea is like, listen, she boiling hot tea at this point. And she ain't having it. And at first I was just kind of like, why is she going off? But she gave a really good valid point. She was just like, no, I think it's messed up. I think you should be in the hot seat. And I'm paraphrasing what she said. And I'm like, well, Sweet Tea, what you got beef with Dr. Jackie for? Because this is problematic for her to have to be on vacation with y'all. And, people are going to be whispering and saying things. It's just, it's a part of the show. It's going to happen. And even if the people on the show didn't do it, be clear. Bravo wanted us to know, okay? Because I don't know where the hell Hilton Head is. I didn't know that's where Curtis had an affair on his wife. I didn't know that. So if you're keeping that in, because they have the power to edit, correct? Correct, right? So Bravo wanted this to be a part of the storyline. Be clear, okay? Be clear. So when they throw Hilton Head around at Simone, who supposedly didn't know, okay, we'll give you that, Simone, if you say so. I can promise you there was some sort of pressure being, yeah, this is where we really think we'll love this. Y'all been there before, it's 10 years. This is where y'all started. We should go back and it'll be blah, 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 right? They made it a problem. That's why it's a storyline, because they've never really announced all of the other things in that way. And like episode after episode after episode, 3 episodes down the road, you're still talking about this one place that could have been changed, right? If my husband cheats on me and he wants to take me on a vacation to the place where he cheated on me, we're not doing that. Let's be clear. That's never going to happen, okay? So again, this is not something, in my opinion, that it just feels like a setup. I just don't believe for a second Bravo didn't know that. Especially Dr. Jackie's y'all's queen, right? So you want to send your queen over to be ridiculed by all of the people? Stop. Because like I said, even if the people on the trip, her friends, didn't bring it up, the world is going to bring it up. Because the way these, what do you call it, social media people, it's almost like, I'm like, that's how you need to find somebody. You need to get somebody to find somebody. Put it on social media. They will find him, his job, his location, his date of birth. They're going to find him. Okay? What he was doing when he was 10 years old, they're going to find it. It's like the internet is like a whole gang of like FBI agents. So, anyways, I just think it was a plot and a scheme that Todd set up to come to you with the bullshit. Just saying, just saying. Um, so Sweet Tea was just like, listen, I got time today. So Sweet Tea wasn't having it. She was like, you know what? I think you should be in the hot seat. She wanted to talk about it, and I understood it after she kind of explained it. I wouldn't do this because I'm not that person, but I understood. I understood that Sweet Tea, she was tired of it. So something that was said that either Bravo didn't air it, or I just didn't. I overlooked it. So at Sweet Tea's bridal shower, Dr. Jackie, who's supposed to be Saint Jackie, said she made a comment basically to Sweet Tea. So Sweet Tea is about to get married to Eugene, who has been on the show. He used to be married to Quad, if you don't know. And now Sweet Tea is coming on the show, and Quad's basically leaving, right? So these are her fiance's friends. So, you know, he's kind of like, you know, go be friends with my friends kind of thing, right? It's so disrespectful. You're at this lady's bridal shower talking about, well, you know, your soon-to-be husband, the lady the prostitute, or the lady he was having sex with, she's in the closet over there. I just was so shocked. I'm just like, when did Dr. Jackie say some shit? It doesn't seem like something she would say. Now, I said from the beginning, I never trusted her. I always felt like when she said Dr. Heavenly wasn't a doctor, listen, girl, don't come for my top. But listen, I felt like from there, you have a whole, listen, you and your whole elitist mind would kiss my ass. Let's be very clear. That's when I knew, because Dr. Heavenly didn't do anything to warrant that. And the irony is, now they're besties. She done called you a whole fat lady and said you were not a doctor. You're not an actual doctor. Dr. Heavenly's like, yes, I am. I'm a dentist. You're not a medical doctor. If you're on a plane and someone's having a heart attack, do you think they want the dentist to save them, or do you think they want a doctor? I was like, ooh. And she might be absolutely right in that sense. Just like if I have a PhD, I'm not a doctor, but that is a level of, I forget exactly what the PhD stands for, but I think it's like Doctor of Philosophy or something like that. At the end of the day, they put in work just like you. They had to go do internships just like you. They had to work very, very hard. Everybody can, what is it? I think only 10% or something like that. I don't even think it's that high of people in the world that even have a PhD. Be very clear. It's very difficult to get to the top. That's why everyone don't make it. Be clear. So you being dismissive about the fact that I'm a dentist, bitch, fuck out of here. For real. Like, I cannot. But again, the irony is, here they are 10 years later, and Dr. Heavenly is like going in hard to support Dr. Jackie. After Dr. Jackie done said this to this lady. And so Sweet Tea is just kind of like, she tells Curtis, because Curtis is like, well, we're not going to talk about blah, 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 blah. And again, you can't son me. You can't tell me what the hell I can say. I'm a whole grown person. Are you kidding me? Stop it. And the audacities that you have, clearly audacities are on sale. Because all of the audacities that you and your wife have right now, could stop it. So if I was Sweet Tea, I would have responded the same exact way. I may not have cussed Dr. Jackie out. I would have done Dr. Jackie exactly how she did Sweet Tea, where it's this nice, nasty, I'm cutting you down, but I'm saying it in such a way, because Dr. Jackie was like, when she responded to Sweet Tea, she was just like, well, you know, because Sweet Tea's like, well, I think she should have to answer for this and that and the third. And Dr. Jackie's like, okay, I'm happy to answer. What do you want to know? You want me to be upset? Like, it's so passive aggressive, I can't. But I ain't mad at Dr. Jackie, because her approach is not to cut your head off. Her approach is more like, let's give you cancer and let's watch you die. Like that. Like, I feel like she's just, it's like an erosion of who you are. She's gonna erode it. Whereas Sweet Tea is like, what's my boyfriend's name from the Endgame? Thor. She's like Thor. Thor came in with when Thanos was whatever they had found him on that, after he got rid of all the people, and he sliced his head off. And he said, you told me to go for the head. He did. Thanos did tell him that though. So he went for the head. Sweet Tea is Thor. She going for the head. And I can't really, like I said, I wouldn't have, that's not the approach I would have, but I wouldn't be on TV with a whole bunch of people who feel like they better than me. Nah, I'm good. I feel like they've been treating this lady this whole time, just based on some of her reactions. And I think she's really trying hard not to go smooth off on these people, but she's demonstrated that she will go smooth off on you a few times. And I'm like, good for you, because I do believe that these women, or a lot of people on these shows, they feel like it's their territory. And I think there's a lot of ageism going on. Like, oh, she's young and dumb. And they don't say that, but they're saying it. Oh, that little girl, she's not a little girl. She's in her 30s. Stop it. See, Sweet Tea, listen, I believe Sweet Tea is managing mostly because her husband is a whole doctor as well. And it's just like, you know, she doesn't want to embarrass her husband. But her husband said, you know what, listen, I can only take so much. And I agree. I probably not going to even take as much as she took. Be clear. You're not going to sun me. You're not going to talk to me crazy. We're just not doing that. So Sweet Tea basically was just like, what did she tell Dr. Jack? I think she said, F you, shut the fuck up, or something like that. She said something like that. And I think everybody in the room got like, oh shit, like, what do we do? Because nobody does that to Dr. Jackie. Nobody. The only person really kind of ever gave it to her was that Buffy lady. Shout out to Buffy. I think you're gorgeous, Buffy, by the way. But I do think you should let it go. Like, I'm not mad at you exposing people, but it does feel like you need something to do. I don't know. Maybe this is your something to do. So then, you know, basically everybody kind of disperses or whatever the case may be. And everybody goes to their room after dinner and after this second fight or whatever the case may be. What else did I want to talk about? Bear with me, good people. And if you're just joining in or just tuning in, this is Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Well, really, reality TV, according to me. And we talk hot topics. We talk reality TV, obviously. Celebrity news, things like that. We try to keep it light over here. So if you wouldn't mind helping me build my community, okay? Hit the like button. Share my videos, hit the notification button. So anytime I'm going to upload a video or we're going to go live, maybe we'll have a panel, you'll get a notification. So you can join in. And if you're part of the replay crew, meaning you didn't watch this live, want you guys to get down in the comments and tell me how you feel. Like, how do you feel about what Dr. Jackie said? Do you feel like she should have come on the trip? Do you feel like Curtis should have shut up, like I feel? Or do you think they should have a different approach? And maybe they would have gotten, you know, Sweet Tea maybe would have given her a little more grace. But I feel like if you said that to me in my baby shower, or not my baby shower, but at my wedding shower, you that disrespectful, talking about my soon-to-be husband's jump off is in the closet and she on her way. Yeah, we have a big ass problem. And like, what did Dr. Heavenly say at the end when Sweet Tea tried to apologize the next morning when they were going to like golf or whatever? And Sweet Tea did apologize, but she asked Dr. Heavenly, she was like, do you think she'll forgive me? And Dr. Heavenly was like, no, she's never going to forgive you. That's the same approach I would have took if I was Sweet Tea and you were at my bridal shower talking about my fiance's ex jump off is in the closet over there. She about to come to my party. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so disrespectful. Why isn't that a storyline? Why aren't we talking about that for 3 episodes? How disrespectful they've been to this lady. Like, even when they came to their house, which is Dr. Eugene, the lady, I mean, not Dr. Eugene. I don't remember his name. Because he's not really, I don't really care. But Quad's ex-husband, the person that Sweet Tea has married, before they even got married, you know, it was like a month or so before they got married, you know, all the women of the show went over to the home and the men and whatever, and they're like, oh, well, it's definitely very different in here from what Quad had it looking like. She looked much better. It was just so disrespectful. Even if there wasn't his ex-wife or whatever did or didn't live there, to come to someone's home and critique what their furnishings look like or whatever, and you don't even know them like that. I'm sitting already, bitch. You will get clocked. Don't do that. Like, it's so immature. And that's the thing. Y'all have been so petty this whole time. When I say y'all, I'm talking about y'all OGs. Y'all have been trying this lady and trying this lady and trying this lady. And then you wonder why she has this type of response. Because Jackie would have left my house that night. The night that they said, oh, you know, her taste isn't as good as Quads or this. They kept bringing her up to the point where Sweet T's sister, her twin, was like, y'all need to shut up. Y'all need to listen to her. This is her house. And I was just like here for it. And I'm not even the person that really likes to get into it with people. But you got to let the bully know where it's at. Because if you don't, their agenda is to continue to punk you. And I feel like Sweet T, this is how I personally feel. Shout out to Sweet T. But I personally feel like, that's my dog. I don't know. It's a hair. It's a hair. What is happening, Bentley? What is happening? Oh God, I lost my train of thought messing with this dog. So for me, if you came to my house and you were that disrespectful to me, like I'm effing you up on site. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start right here, right now. You can get out, okay? Like I don't ever need to be friends, but I feel like she was told. I could be wrong, so you could tell me, Sweet Tea, at me. I feel like she came onto the show with this premise of I want to be, you know, these are my husband's people. I want to be friends with them too because he's friends with them and they're elite as far as our society says because they're all doctors and they're black doctors and they're established and whatever else. And I think she felt like I don't want to come off a certain way because I'm a doctor's wife or I'm about to be a doctor's wife. And I understand that. I don't live by them type of rules because I really don't care about what you think of me because I know I'm fabulous. So it is what it is. So I feel like if you don't like me, something wrong with you. Be clear, okay? Anyways, it's who I am. It's Chanel's reality, okay? So I think that she put her best effort forward to not look like an idiot on TV, which I understand. To also be respectful of her husband, which I understand. He understands. He's been to this part of the zoo. He understands how these animals work. She doesn't. And I think he tried his best to probably like prepare her, but I don't think anything or anyone can prepare you for going on national TV, really international TV, and how to not get picked apart within an inch of your life by other human beings. I just don't think you can be prepared for it because Beyonce said, and I'm not even the biggest Beyonce fan, but she said this years ago on some album that she had that I loved. I do love her music though. She said something like, there's plenty of people who don't like me, but there's 10 times more who love me and I love myself. And that's never left me. And I was just like, that is such a good way to look at life, you know? And so, but I think you have to. And the fact that Beyonce, she and I are the same age. So maybe around 24, 25 is when I was listening to this song or whatever. I don't remember what CD it was on, but it was enlightening to me. It was just kind of like, I get it because all of us want to be loved. We all want to matter. We all want to be accepted. Shout out to all the people in the world. They're like, I don't care, whatever. We all care. We all want to matter. It just is what it is. You can say you're a G all day and you don't need that. Everyone needs love. It just is what it is. We've seen what happens to people when they don't receive it. They usually end up being menace to society, but I'm just saying. So Beyonce learned that in her 20s. Now, whether or not she believed it and it actually worked out, I don't know. Only Beyonce knows if it's really impacted her. Or maybe it was just a lyric someone wrote for her and it sounded good. I don't know. But I took it like, you know what, that makes sense. You're not going to be able to please everybody. And even if you are, because think about it, Beyonce is one of the most well-known celebrities on the planet, pretty much. Her and Kim Kardashian like neck and neck, right? So, again, you can choose to look at all the negative people who don't like you, and they're never going to see it for you. I don't care. You could be beautiful, ugly, fat, tall, skinny, whatever. You could be the most educated, the most giving, the most generous, whatever it is. And people will, I promise you, find a reason to not like you. Or they'll point out something. Right? It's what we do. We pick everybody apart and then we put them in categories. That's what Americans do. Find the line what I'm saying. Just saying. So I think that's going to be a lesson for Sweet Tea. To kind of, I hope she comes back next season. Bravo. Please bring her back. I think she deserves it. But that's going to be a lesson that's very difficult to learn. You're in a new city with new people. And these people, you know, they're not your friends. They're friends, but they're not your friend. And I think Sweet Tea has learned a very valuable lesson this year because the way it was presented to us prior to Sweet Tea, I guess prior to them filming or whatever, Married to Medicine, the way they was on social media, and when I say they, I'm talking about the cast of Married to Medicine, acting like, oh, we so accepting of this lady. We love her. She's a great addition. We're so happy for them. And I'm over here like, so wait, Quad is his ex-wife. How are y'all gonna bring her ex-husband onto the show with his new fiance? Why they do that? Like, I was just like, I guess they paying Quad 10 bags because you can't pay me to get that type of like humiliate. I'm not doing that. That's so embarrassing. And I just thought to myself, these some shady people to even do that. But now, again, it feels like a scheme that Todd set up to come to y'all with shit. That's what it feels like. Because now Quad ain't even there. I don't know if she's fired or whatever. They say she's going to be at the reunion, but she ain't even there. So, what it feels like to me is that they tricked her into thinking, and probably even her husband, into thinking that we're going to be so accepting, we're going to be so loving, but they thought that they would be able to keep her like under their reins and kind of like, they say mentor her or whatever. She's a wild card and they're not having it. And she isn't either. And I'm here for it. I say hang in there, sweet tea. But do get off this show before you lose your mind or your marriage. If y'all are truly in love and, you know, whatever, get off the show before that happens. It's not worth it. Because you could be, like I said, you could be Beyonce. Beautiful, wealthy, talented, married, you know, whatever. And people still pick her apart every single day of the week. I don't pick her apart. She's not my favorite person. I respect her. I do. I respect her. I respect her art and everything else. There's other things that I'm just like, it's a little bit annoying, but you know what? No one's, like I said, no one's perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. And I get it. Everybody isn't for you. It's okay if I don't think, you know, Beyonce's the greatest, but I do like her. Like I said, I do think she's very talented. She's beautiful. She has kids. You know, it's a lot to have to do all of that in front of the world. But she seems to have done it, you know, pretty well, in my opinion. I admire that part of it because it can't be easy. I couldn't be a Beyonce. Even if I was so beautiful and gorgeous and had a, you know, Coca-Cola body, I couldn't do what she's doing. You know, I'm not talking about performing and being beautiful. I'm saying I wouldn't be able to handle how many people, however many years she went through of like, oh, they got kicked out of the group and now, you know, it's just two of them. What are they going to do? How you put your life back together when you've already started down this road? How do you put your, you know, how do you say, okay, we're going to be accepted again? Because people, listen, I'm from Houston, Texas. I live here right now. They were going in on her because, like I said, me and her are the same age. So it was like, I think I was like 19 or 20. I don't remember exactly. So you've gotten all this success and now your group is broken down. I remember waking up and they Destiny's Child put out that CD, Survivor. And I remember this is back in the day, clearly. No one listens to the radio anymore, really. But, on 97.9, they were talking about how basically they were like, oh, Beyonce wrote this song and she's, you know, they're dissing these other two girls and this, that, and the third. They were making it all Beyonce's fault because that's what people do. They need a scapegoat. And plus, she's the prettiest. Well, I don't know if she's the prettiest of all of them, but if I was going to compare, she probably is. If I was going to compare. But anywho, I thought all of them were pretty. But yeah, they were picking her apart. They're like, they wrote this song about these people and they trashing them and da-da-da-da. And people were just like all up in arms and she's getting favoritism. And you know how people are. They love to run with a story, right? And that's why I say I couldn't be her because I don't know that I would have made it out of that scrutiny because I don't like for people to talk about me. Like, it's not that you can't talk about me. Don't lie on me. I can't stand a liar. Because the problem with lies is, especially in the society we live in, it could be a lie, but people will believe the lie way before they believe the truth. And what irritates me is that someone would believe it. That would irritate me. So I have some growing to do too, just saying. Anywho, what else? So like I said, she cussed at Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jack didn't really have a response because I don't even think she ever expected for Sweet Tea to say those things to her, which I didn't expect Sweet Tea to say that to her. I actually didn't expect Sweet Tea to say anything to her only because I wasn't aware of that conversation or the remarks that Dr. Jackie made that were, it was terrible, beyond terrible to say to someone. It's just not cool. And like I said, so I feel like she just, listen, you slapped Sweet Tea, Dr. Jackie, and she whacked you. Be clear. That's what happened. And no one knew what to say because at the end of the day, they were all there. Nobody can take up for Dr. Jackie because she's wrong in this situation. And Sweet T's right. And no one stood up for her that I can recall. Maybe I need to go watch it again. But I didn't see them stand up for her in that situation. What it felt like, it was just kind of like, oh shit, like what do we do? Because they've known Jackie the longest. They have an allegiance to Jackie, right? She's their friend. And even if she's not really close to them, it's a person you know been working with for all these years. Even though this person is wrong, this new person over here is cussing out this person over here. And I don't know what to do about that. And this is the problem. I love Dr. Jackie, right? Her friends of the show. But Dr. Jackie is wrong. And what Sweet Tea is saying is facts. What do we do? As a friend, you always want to get your friend back in public. But in this type of situation, what we going to do? Y'all got Saint Jackie over here. She's wrong. And you have Sweet Tea over here who you feel like is overreacting. No, she's not. Let me give you exactly what you gave me. No respect. Zero. You want respect, you got to give it. You got to earn it. That's just the way I roll. So after that, you know, I feel like Dr. Eugene, no, I keep messing. Dr. G is what I would call him. I think that's his name. Sweet Tea's husband, Dr. G. He basically was like, listen, he was kind of getting his wife's back initially because he was basically like, listen, you know, I have to let her, I support my wife. I have to let her say whatever she feels that needs to be said whenever people have been disrespectful. Because he did say at the table, I think earlier that day, he was just like, people don't like it. They have all fun and games when it's about you. But when it's about them, they don't want nobody to say anything. And he was 100% right. And I was like, yes, Dr. G, yes. Get into that. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what everybody needs to know. And I also feel like Simone's husband, Cecil, I've never really disliked Cecil or whatever the case may be. I just was like, does he have a job? Because I'm confused. I don't know. She swears he worked for some Fortune 500 company, but why he always available though? No shade. Just weird. But I feel like, oh, and then I think Dr. G said something like, you know, he was basically taking up for his wife, but he did tell her, you know, just calm down, you know, whatever, right? She wasn't really trying to hear it, but I feel like she was just trying to not embarrass her husband or not seem like she's not, you know, obeying or that they don't have a good relationship or whatever. That's how I felt. It came across to me. But she wasn't really trying to hear it. And I understand why she wasn't trying to hear it. And then somebody said something. I don't remember. Oh, I don't know who said it. It probably was, I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was Dr. Heavenly. Somebody said something sly. Or maybe Dr. G was trying to say something sly. Because he was just kind of like, you know, I don't want to let her out on it. And then Dr. Heavenly was like, let her out. You just want a problem with this lady. I don't know why. And Dr. Heavenly, if you ever watch this, you need to go and apologize to that young lady. There's things that she's done, whatever, but you guys always call her a little girl, and y'all say, you know, all the little mean things that y'all say because y'all are mean girls sometimes. It's just so hurtful to say to someone, you know, to get on. I don't know if she said this to her face, but to me, it's the same difference. If you get on YouTube or any type of social media platform, you have 8 million followers or 5 followers, whatever, and, you know, constantly come for her uterus. It's just not cool. And I think something must have happened because Dr. Heavenly was on, her and Carlos King, I think, have like a weekly thing or whatever that they recap Married to Medicine. And she just all of a sudden was like, I'm not going to talk about that girl and this, that, and the third. And so it must have been something. I don't know what, but it must have been pretty bad with Sweet Tea and her ability to get pregnant or whatever it is. Whatever it was, the reason why I say it had to have been bad, because Dr. Heavenly really does not filter herself, in my opinion. Because she feels like I should be able to say whatever I want to say. Like, she legit feels that way. Unless she's saying something about Jackie. She's way more reserved about Jackie for whatever reason. So it's some sort of skeleton that Dr. Jackie must have. Maybe she has the same receipts that Mariah clearly has or says she had. I don't know. So Dr. Heavenly, if you ever watch, you know, Chanel's reality, I just would say, I don't know the game that y'all on, you know, the TV show game or whatever, but I'm a human being and I'm a social worker and a therapist. And I know those type of things, it could take people out. Figure out what I'm saying, because I can't say it on YouTube, but it can. And just because people deal with things or seem to be dealing with them does not mean that's what's going on. Just because someone doesn't look like they're depressed does not mean they're not depressed. And for you to continuously poke at that lady, you're a woman and you're a doctor. Why? And then it's one thing to poke at her about whatever, right? You can poke at people. It's what y'all do. Part of the show is drama. So I understand that. But there should be limits to how far you go, no matter how mad you are. It should be limits to it. And if you have to do that, and here's the thing, just like everybody else on television, there's no matter what, there are going to be people who are just as heartless and ruthless with their words and their actions on social media. And who really can manage it? Who really is out there managing the internet? Just saying, right? So people are going to have that freedom because there are going to be people that love Dr. Heavenly and, just going to follow whatever she says. Not everybody has a brain. Some people are drones. It is what it is. Or they don't like Sweet Tea just because Dr. Heavenly don't like her. Or has a problem with her, whatever the case is. You know the power that you have with the words. I know that you do because you constantly talk about how you're smarter than everybody else. That's a doctor on your show. That's what you said. I'm just repeating what you said. So have a little bit of grace. I don't think you would feel the same way if something happened to that young lady. And you've done that. And like I said, you know that there's an army of people out there that are going to listen to you. There's an army of people out there that are going to say shut up and whatever else and give their opinion too. But to poke at someone's health as a doctor, it just seems like same thing with Dr. Jackie. It seems like how your job as a doctor is to help people through the health process, right? You should be encouraging her. I don't care if she was mean to you or whatever. You're always calling her a child or whatever. It doesn't take anything from you to just say, you know what, I can have some compassion for, this situation. Because you know how many people running around here that infertile or whatever the case may be. It's hard. Not everybody, you could have a perfectly working uterus, you could have perfectly working sperm, and it just for whatever reason isn't, it isn't for you guys to have that baby or whatever the case may be. And I don't know that that's the case, but I'm saying have a little bit of empathy, Sometimes life ain't life in the way you want it to. Listen, I was trying to set up my little thing over here, okay? My life was just doing the most. I was like, I had my lemonade. I had made it. It was so good and perfect. And then I'm trying to do something else. I think move the microphone. I know what I was doing. But whatever it is that I was doing, lemonade went everywhere. I was just like, why? Don't nobody listen. They won't let me be great. They won't let me be great. I don't even understand why I can't be great. Just saying. Anywho, Dr. Heavenly, you may or may not ever see this video, but if you do, I think you're a good person, probably in real life. But I have a sneaking feeling that if someone treated your daughter, and I love your daughter, right? So I'm not saying anything terrible about her. So just hear what I'm saying. If you ever watch this video, just think about, because I think as a parent, all you want to do is protect your children. I would think that's your number one thing, right? And I feel like I get that from you. You want to protect your children, right? So can you imagine if your daughter was struggling with the same thing Sweet Tea is struggling with, and someone with a gigantic microphone like you have, with a whole following of people, is yelling about how your daughter is this and she can't have a uterus, and my mom who's passed away have a baby before she does, and all that it's just, I'm praying that you have realized how terrible that is, because you are a smart person like you keep telling us, and said, just, you can't take it back, but just do better. I do think you should apologize. You probably have. Maybe she doesn't want to hear it. I wouldn't want to hear it. You and me probably would never have another conversation ever again in life, because it's just some stuff is too far. And I think you even know that. But anywho, so the last little scene that they had, like I said, the guys went to go be a chef or learn how to cook, which I found that hilarious. And I love that Dr. Damon, he was just kind of like, I think I really do, I can make a good omelet and a good pancake, but nobody else in my house does. I love that. Oh my God. I love that he's like, I think I cook well, but everybody else did. So then, Dr. Damon, you don't cook well. Nobody else wants to eat your food. I cannot. Anyways, guys, so that's basically it. They talk, like I said, Dr. Jackie and Sweet Tea, they kind of both sort of apologize to each other, sort of. But I don't think that's gonna be the end of it. I can't wait to see the reunion. So again, thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Chanel's Reality. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Hit the notification button. Make sure you watch all my other videos because I'm fabulous. I'm just saying. I mean, you let me know in the comments what you think. You know, not that I'm really gonna care, but I would love to know. Maybe I can grow a little bit. You know what I mean? So until next time, see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.